Welcome everyone to Jaden's Jam. I'm your host Jaden Goss, and today we're going to be talking about Andor Episode 6, The Eye. Holy shit, guys. This is definitely my favorite episode of the show so far. We got to see the mission, and holy shit, everything went wrong. They basically lost everyone. I even thought more people were going to die on this mission, to be honest. And God, I don't even know where to start. So, how about that skiing reveal? Damn, how about that? That caught me off guard. Not the fact that he would betray the rebellion, because, I mean, I didn't think that that was weird, but just the fact that Andor, out of nowhere, just shoots him. Like, I did not expect him to do that. And you can tell that he's just so angry that this dude's trying to get him to betray everyone and someone that he, I think, started to trust and started to like. And then, that's taken away when the dude is telling him, hey, let's leave these guys and take the money and we can split it between us. And he just realizes, like, I think he realizes, like, this guy is a fucking idiot. And he just shoots him. I was so shocked by that. Like, I just didn't see that coming. Not that, like, I just the way that Andor just shot him out of nowhere. That was crazy. And I think it continues to build up Andor and add some context to, like, how we see him at the beginning of Rogue One when he just shoots that Imperial informant instead of letting him get caught by the Empire. He just decides to shoot him. I think it's just building up to that and showing that Andor will go to any lengths to help the rebellion if he has to. And this was kind of like laying the groundwork for that because he's still technically not a part of the rebellion yet. I don't think he sees himself as a part of the rebellion. He doesn't really believe in the mission. But I think that one of the cool things I really liked about the end of this episode was Andor got Nimic's manifesto, which is all about the rebellion and how the empire is poison and just like that was cool because I think what that does is it lays more groundwork for Andor to join the rebellion. He's going to read this manifesto. I think it'll change his mind a bit, maybe open it up and he'll be more susceptible to joining the rebellion. If he liked Nemec and oh my god, Nemec's death was brutal. Like I know he didn't initially die, but just the way that he got crushed by the I don't know the gold or whatever the I forget the paywall where he just gets crushed. Oh my god, that hurt me. I think more than any death in Star Wars. Not like hurt me emotionally, but hurt me like just seeing it. Like that was a brutal death. You could feel his death like in that moment, even though he didn't die. That was just oh my god. This show is so good and it's so adult. It's just different from anything we've had in a long time in Star Wars, if ever. Just a really adult story. People die in this show and they sometimes die in really brutal ways. And I honestly got emotional after that because I liked Nemec a lot. He was one of the best characters on this show, and I really felt it. I got a little emotional when, he's gonna die after that. Like he's not gonna survive that. And he's like freaking out, like I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my legs. This feels like a real war story. Like this feels like the wars in Star Wars, which we don't really see much of. I mean, I guess you could say we see like a Jedi Jedi, like the Jedi fight the Separatists in Attack of the Clones. But I mean, that doesn't really give you the war feel. That's like a spectacle thing. This is like war, what war does to people. You know, we lost Terriman, he died. I think Lieutenant Gorn died too. I didn't. I think I saw him get. It was so quick, like the action in this episode, and that's what I loved. This really feels like the Empire is a threat. Like this makes you like when they started to get into the Tie Fighters. I know I'm going all over the place, but I just finished watching it, so everything's just coming to mind at once. Um, but when you see the TIE pilots get into the TIE fighters, I felt a real dread because I was like, they are fucked once they get in those TIE fighters. And I loved how they used the eye to shield themselves from the TIE fighters. And I loved the way that they were able to take out the TIE fighters without having to shoot them. Obviously, I don't think they even had guns on the freight or whatever, on the flying train or whatever it's called. But God, this episode was so good. But when they're getting in the TIE fighters and they're chasing them, I was like, there is so much tension on this show. Like, yeah, you know Andor's going to survive, but the rest of these characters, you don't know that they're going to live. None of these people were in Rogue One. So all of these people besides Andor is expendable, and this show shows that. So yes, we probably won't ever feel like, oh shit, Andor's gonna die ever because we know when he dies, but we will feel it for the other characters, which I honestly thought everybody was gonna die. But I just want to say visually when the eye was happening, oh my god, it they were talking about it for the past they've been talking about it for the past 3 episodes about this eye and what it looks like and that it's beautiful. And it is. It was gorgeous looking. My jaw was wide open from how beautiful the eye looked. Like the visual effects are so good on this show, and I love that they're actually shooting on location so they don't have to worry about a green screen ruining all of this shit. And god, I just love the way the eye looked and the way that the crystallized ice was going across the sky. Like it really built up, you know. Yeah, man, this is just a fantastic show. Like it really is going to rival Mandalorian for me if this season continues to be as good throughout the whole season. Like it obviously has to land by the 12th episode, which by the way, thank you Disney for giving a show at least 12 episodes. Like I'm tired of these 6 to 8 episode seasons where you're just you get to the end like all the Marvel shows. You get to the end and you're like, I feel like we were missing a few beats from stories and shit, and everything gets. I don't know. I like it that they're actually giving this show a good amount of episodes, And yeah, this show looks amazing. I love the tension. Again, the writing. Dude, uh, Jay Holt, I think was his name, the Commandant. They cast the Empire so well on this show because every single one of them are dick bags, and this dude just epitomizes asshole, and he did such a great job. I didn't really care when he had a heart attack. I was like, good. He's talking about these people on this planet like they're nothing. Like so when he gets a heart attack, I'm like, good. I hope he fucking dies. Fascist. Like it's this show really gets me feeling like how much I hate the Empire, and it's so good. It's so good. They're good at casting. We also got to see that kid who was in I can't remember. I think he was playing a Blackwood on House of the Dragon. He was in this episode. He was that commandant's son. He was cast in House of the Dragon. He was cast in Andor. This kid's having a good start to his career already. I don't know if he's been in anything else. So, and then, yeah, this was just a great episode. And when Gorn comes into the vault, but you see the betrayal on the guy's face, and he's like, "It was you," and he's like, "Yeah, working 7 years under you is a worse death than being hung. I deserve a worse death for that." I just love that line, you know. And Gorn, he went out like a boss. He went out like a boss. And God, I felt like every death, they did a great job. They really did with this. This was just fantastic, and I can't wait till the next episode. Like, what a great show. I have no complaints about this show. The score is great. Like, God, it's fantastic. I know I'm just gushing about this, but this and House of the Dragon are my favorite shows on TV right now, and like fantasy shows. Like, this is just so good. I love it. Diego Luna, just give this man a fucking Emmy nomination already. He is so good at portraying so many different emotions. He's a fantastic actor, and he's great. I think Andor might will, if this show hits it out of the park for the rest of the season. Honestly, I think Andor's going to end up being one of my favorite characters, and I honestly totally understand why they didn't put K2SO on this show, because I think he would have taken away from the serious nature of this groundwork that they're having to lay, but he's going to be a welcome addition to the second season. Um, yeah, I totally get why they didn't put K2. Because at first I was mad, but it makes sense after watching 6 episodes of this show. I think he would have taken away from it. But yeah, Andor's great. I love every single second of it. This episode was fantastic. Best episode of the season so far. And fuck the Empire, right? Fuck the Empire. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like. Let me leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of this show. All I ask is that you be nice, even if you hate it. Just be nice. Just be respectful. That's all I ask. Share this video if you like it, please, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know, I'm trying something different on here by recording my voice instead of having to worry about video. I'm having some issues right now, so I cannot get video working as well as I could before. So once I get it working again, I'll be able to use video. But for now, it's just going to be my voice. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week for another Andor review.